Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Gallowgateshots YouTube and podcast channel. We're back with another quick little video, little reaction to the announcement of the signing of Harvey Barnes from Leicester City. I am Scott. I'm your host for this one, and I'm joined by Daryl. Daryl, how are you on this fine Sunday afternoon?
Miserable because it's absolutely throwing it down with rain and can't go out and do anything. And I'm just looking out the window there and it's just ugh. But the news today brings a little bit of joy. Cheers everybody up that we've got the new signing in Harvey Barnes.
Yeah, so it's been rumoured for a little while, this one. Obviously, I think the past week it's picked up the pace. Obviously, we've seen what's potentially going the other way with Alan St-Maximin leaving. There will probably be another video on that. We'll probably have a Decca's final thoughts on Maxi when that goes out. But we'll focus on the signing, Harvey Barnes from Leicester. Rumours are it was between 35 and 38 million. The club have said it's undisclosed at this time. I don't know whether that's waiting for other deals to go through or what. But if it was around that price, is that a decent amount, do you think, for the type of player we're going to get with Harvey Barnes?
I think so, because you have to bring his age into consideration straight away because he's still quite a young lad. I think we're probably getting him just before he hits his peak. So the room is there to develop that. And I think, you know, a good season with us this season, or maybe even a good couple of years, and his value could be double what it is at what we've just paid for him now. In comparison to other players moving around the place this summer, I think it's on like pretty decent levels compared to those as well. I know we're having to struggle, and you know, there's overinflation around the place because of everybody that are uprooting themselves and taking themselves off to the Saudi Premier League. But you know, again, it's one of these things, and I think, you know, the club talk very much in detail about how they have to work their way around FFP, and I think when we find out how much Alan St-Maximin leaves for, it'll probably balance itself out.
Yeah, so he's 25 currently as Harvey Barnes. So you'd like to think, you know, we've got him on a 5-year deal, so we've got him until he's 30. If he stays, you know, at the club for that amount of time. Bit of a left-winged midfielder, likes to get down the flanks, doesn't seem to be wanting to run at players like, you know, we'll try not to compare him to Maxi, but we all know that's, you know, the replacement that's coming through. So he doesn't seem to take players on as much, but he likes his 1-2s. He likes to, you know, get past defenders without the ball and receive in the box, and he seems to be good at finishing. Last season, obviously, we all have seen the stats: 13 goals, 1 assist. I did have the other ones up. Let me get the other ones up as well for seasons prior. So where have they gone? There we are. So last season, 13 goals, 1 assist. Season before, 6 goals and 10 assists. Season before, 9 goals, 4 assists, and then 6 goals and 8 assists. So you're averaging around 14, 15 goal and assist involvements per season. You know, that is an upgrade, no matter how you look at it. Is that the sort of thing you're expecting, you know, linking up with maybe, you know, whoever's in the middle or whoever's on that middle of midfield? We see it with Joe Linton and Willock. Is it now going to be Joe Linton and Barnes, Willock and Barnes? Like, are we going to see not a shift in play, but just a shift in personnel?
I think you're right. And I think it also will bring a little bit more balance to the side as well, because you see on the right-hand side a lot where you see Almiron and Bruno have a little bit of a give and go type thing. And we know that this is what Harvey Barnes' bread and butter is. So it'll be interesting to see him link up on the other side, whether that's with Bruno Tonali, you know, Willock, like you say,
from
Joe
Strictly
Linton.
Come Dancing.
So, you know, he has the chance to link up with everybody in that respect. And I think if we go down the route of being a bit flexible and having him play across on either side even, then there's the potential for him to link up no matter what. And like I say, because it'll give us that balance, we'll be able to use that tactic on both sides and create problems for teams this season.
Yeah, it does add a little bit of our dimension to the left now, where, you know, it seems like all of our attacking went down the right for most of last season. Obviously, you know, not everything, but most of it. You know, I say he doesn't like to run at players. Obviously, he can carry the ball up the field, which is quite nice. But I don't think we're going to see him, you know, one-on-one, taking on men, you know, step overs, that sort of stuff like we used to see with Maxi. I think, if I remember rightly, he attempted, and this is going off the Kev Lawson tweet. If you haven't seen that Kev Lawson tweet, I recommend finding it, where he goes through a full thing of, full breakdown of Barnes, but I think it was 78 carries into the final third and successfully completed 79.5% of those, which, that's a good start. That's what you want.
Fantastic numbers.
Whether he's going to pass to other players in the box or take the shot on himself, it's really what we've been missing down that left-hand side.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we can't deny everything, and I know we're going to save the Alan St-Maximin eulogy for another time, but you can't deny what Alan St-Maximin brings to this team in terms of his impact and the burst of pace and skill that he has. But I think it's become quite clear over this season, at least over this past season, even at least, that Eddie wants to move a particular style of play, and it's going to involve a player like Harvey Barnes and using his skills to match up what we have on the other side.
So just touching on, obviously, the big comparison that might be played with Harvey Barnes is the fact that he doesn't seem to pick up many injuries. I think he's only had one in his career. That was in the 20 to 21 season, where he was out for 16 games, which is quite a big miss, but a knee injury. But last season before that, seemed to stay relatively injury free. Obviously, he's going into a side where the intensity is a lot higher, where there's going to be more expected from him from maybe a track and back point of view. But like you've said, we've got a player who's 25, just entering his prime, and Eddie Howe can kind of mold this player into the player that he wants. I think we've got raw talent there, and he just needs a little bit of fine tuning. Hopefully we get the best out of him.
Yeah, I think, it's been no secret. It's been made of the fact that, like Anthony Gordon, that this is the player that Eddie Howe has been watching for a few years now.
Yeah.
And when you look at the likes of Gordon, and Murphy and Almiron, he sort of fits right into that style of player that Eddie Howe likes to use in the team. And, perhaps the reason for his numbers for last season is because he was in a struggling Leicester side. Eventually they ended up getting relegated. So there would have been issues across the field in that Leicester team. So you can't really look too much into that, because Harvey Barnes will be coming into this squad, and we all know, those listening, watching, whatever, they all know how good this squad is, and it's been made no secret again by Eddie Head. You just have to listen to him talk about Jamal Lascelles yesterday, and the squad has a very good spirit amongst itself, and I think he'll fit in quite well.
Yeah, I mean, Premier League experience, European Cup experience. We're not signing an unknown in the league. His numbers speak for themselves. I think it's an astute piece of business, and obviously, if we can bring more in, and there are other rumours going around, we're not going to mention those just yet, but we're almost, I think, there at an 8 out of 10 or even a 9 out of 10 for a transfer window at the moment, with the incomings and the potential incomings that are coming up. Just turning focus to kind of what else we could potentially need. Do you think there's any other positions that we need to fill after this one?
Looking at the current rumours out there at the minute, I think they're keen to bring in another fullback. Whether or not that's specifically for one side or the other, I don't know, because there is flexibility within our squad to switch the likes of a Trippier or whatever over to the other side if required. But I think a fullback is definitely going to be on the shopping list, and I think if they can get something done with an understudy for Fabian Schär, I think they will. And again, an understudy for the two boys up top in Isak and Wilson. I think we need that third option just in case. But, I say that, and it looks like he could even have the option of using Anthony Gordon as that third option. So it remains to be seen. And I don't think I'd be too worried if we didn't fill all three of those positions. I think if we could get at least two of them done. I think the crucial one would be a fullback and the cover for Schär. But again, with Lascelles staying, Eddie's made it clear that Lascelles will remain captain for this coming season. I don't know if they will prioritise that and have another centre-half come in. But yeah, definitely another fullback. Absolutely.
Yeah, well, we will see what happens. This is the third signing of the season. You've got Minty, Tonali, and now Barnes. More to come. More to probably leave, I'd imagine, as well. We probably still have financial fair play restrictions coming in, even with the impending outgoing of Alan St-Maximin. I think there's a few players that they'd like to shift off the books. But we will see what happens, and we will be there every step of the way with you. Obviously, there's a game on this evening or tonight or tomorrow morning, however you want to talk about it, where we'll play Chelsea Villa. Sorry, we'll play Villa in the the Premier League
Summer Series
Cup, Summer Survivor Series, whatever they want to call it. Yeah, the US tour. It seemed like they were waiting for Barnes. to get over to the US before they wanted to pull that trigger. It looks like he was probably there yesterday, judging by the videos and a meeting Dan Byrne, and I think he met with Callum Wilson, the show on the video. I'd imagine there'll be more coming out from the YouTube channel later on today. But the news had just dropped. We thought we'd do a quick reaction to it. Hopefully, we'll see quite a bit of Harvey Barnes. I doubt he'll play tonight. In fact, he might not play at all this tournament. That they do see on the NUFC website that he's probably going to feature in the Seller Cup, is where they mention him. But I think that's just to sell tickets for the Seller Cup. So we'll see what happens. Maybe he'll feature later on in the week. Anything you want to add before we wrap this one up, Daryl?
No, I just hope everybody has a good week and enjoys the most of the rest of their rainy Sundays. Take care. Yeah,
let us know in the comments below what you think about this signing. Is it a good piece of business? Is he someone that's going to fit in the squad? We've given our opinions. Let us hear yours in the comments below. And if you're a Leicester fan, let us know. Are you pleased with Harvey Barnes leaving your side, or is it leaving a gap in your side that you're going to need to fill pretty quickly, given you're now in the Championship and you've now got to get back into the league, and hopefully you will get back into the Premier League at the first time of asking, because I do like Leicester in the league. They're a good little side, and we've had some good interactions with them over the years. But what does Harvey Barnes bring? Is there anything we've missed? What are you guys going to miss about Harvey Barnes? Let us know in the comments below, Leicester City fans, if you are watching. If you do like this content, please hit the subscribe button while you're down there. Hit the little thumbs up, and also the notification bell to be notified when new videos go live. And if you want to go one step further, it's $2.99 a month. That gets you early access to videos like this, as well as exclusive content and access to the Telegram group, which has been absolutely vibrant, to put it lightly, over the last few days. Parental guidance is recommended for that one. But it's a good little community, and I think we're just all missing football, so we're talking about anything and everything else. But it'll probably get back to football once everything kicks off good and proper. But all that's left for me to say is thank you to Daryl. Thank you for watching. We will see you in the next video. See you later.
Ciao.